Let's go back live to that press conference. The OFM is speaking.
Toronto Fire and Toronto Paramedic Services provided life-saving measures. They were subsequently transported to hospital where they succumbed to their injuries, unfortunately. On behalf of Toronto Fire, we'd like to extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and neighbors of this individual.
Are you able to speak to the nature of the fire and the efforts?
Well, the crews got here quickly. They were able to knock the fire down very quickly at the back. As far as the cause of the fire, it's still under investigation. The Ontario Fire Marshal just arrived on scene, and they're just beginning their investigation. So it's too early to really say how this started.
So we're hearing from neighbors that some neighbors didn't actually see the fire, but just know that there was smoke. Can you speak a little bit about the smoke aspect of this fire?
Yeah, so the fire was located in the bedroom at the back, so they may not have seen the fire. It was contained to the bedroom itself. With the combustibles like mattresses and those types of things, it burns hot, and there's a lot of smoke. So there may not have been a lot of flames, but there certainly was heat and smoke.
And what can you tell us about why this person wasn't able to get out? Because it is at ground level.
Yeah, so the report was from I believe the son that was on scene. There was some mobility issues. One person was able to get out of the building okay, but the person who succumbed was unable to get out on their own. So
the son that arrived on scene here, he spoke about his dad being on oxygen tank, and he thinks that may have something to do with it. Can you comment on that?
yeah, well, we did see what looks like to be something to the effect of a CPAP machine. We didn't see any oxygen per se tanks in the building yet. But again, it's pretty early in the investigation. Whether they were removed at the time of the fire is unclear at this time.
What about smoke detectors?
Again, it's part of the investigation. We'll know once the investigators finish with their investigation.
So we see that to Toronto Fire, you have your investigative truck here, and Ontario Fire. So what exactly happens next? What can people expect?
So they'll be working through, sifting through all the material inside, looking at fire patterns, and trying to determine where the fire was located, trying to determine a cause, and basically, trying to figure that out. Essentially, that's it.
So last night, how long was the fire last, and how long did the fire trucks go?
Well, the fire trucks got here very quickly. The fire was knocked down. It is, by all accounts, not a great big fire, but it was contained to one room. So once they located the fire, they were able to extinguish it fairly quickly. They checked for extension, which means fire that might have spread through the house. So it took a little while to do that, but the actual body of the fire was knocked down very, very quickly. And we'll remain on scene here until the fire investigators finish with their investigation, and just to make sure that the fire doesn't any chance of well, we would call it a rekindle, but we'll just do what we call a fire watch, just to ensure that it's actually out.
And can you just walk us through some of the simple, when you were called, when you arrived, like those types of questions?
So I believe the dispatch was about 11:15 last night. Crews would have got here within 4 or 5 minutes of that. I don't have the exact time frame with me, but very, very quickly. And they would have been in the fire within 10 minutes with water on the fire. Yeah.
Are you able to confirm the age of the gentleman who passed away?
Sorry, I don't have that information.
And there's another person that's in the home with them when this fire started. From the relationship?
That I can't. I'm sorry.
Is there anything that comes to mind related to fire prevention that you'd want to sort of share at this time?
Well, I mean, working smoke detectors certainly, and carbon monoxide detectors are very, very important. Making sure they're working and changing the batteries, every 6 months to ensure that they're working, for sure. Have a fire safety plan to make sure that you can get out okay, and everybody's accounted for. Okay. Thank you.
We'll be getting an update from Ontario Fire Marshal officials. They're speaking in regards to that fatal house fire last night that left a man dead. We're going to have a lot more on this story throughout the morning.